Hello everyone, I'm MangaKamen and welcome to a rather simple video. I had some Let's Drop footage that I've had up my sleeve for a while, and I thought to myself, you know what, let's talk about game theory and explain a few things about the 6 or so videos that I have on my channel about it. This probably won't be my most funny video, but it's rather to give you guys a bit of insight as to why I respond to game theory. Initially, I had no interest in responding to game theory at all. I was content with making my own videos on MLP, doing a couple commentaries, and some simple animations. And I was still working on a few other things at the time, and I still am right now. However, when I posted a commentary called Being Popular is Overrated, the guy I was covering made a backhanded comment about how Mario was a psychopath. You don't need to be a genius or have a degree in logic to figure out that the guy was referencing MatPat and his Mario is mental theory. So I had left a text response to the guy in my own video, basically saying that I thought it was a bad theory. Little did I know that was all it took. I had gotten several messages and comments after the video came out asking me why I thought the theory was bad and asking for a video on the matter. Now, I know I was new to the commentary scene, but even then I knew a video that was almost over 2 years old was a really bad idea to do, since there's a chance that MatPat wouldn't be believing in his own theory and that there would be several other people making videos on the matter. Boy, was I wrong on that! I had seen a lot of times that MatPat pushes the Mario as mental theory. Heck, every time he talks about Mario's series in general, he usually brings it up. And in more recent time, he actually did bring it up in his Luigi theory. So I made the video, and from what I can understand, it's a home run hit. I'm not going to pretend it was perfect, nothing ever is, but I wanted to do my best and I think it came out pretty well. And then one thing led to another and I found problems with his other videos that I wanted to talk about. But let's get on to the actual thoughts on game theory as a whole. Despite how popular the show is, and I will admit for the most part the presentation of the show was done well, there are a number of times where game theory and MatPat will shoot themselves in the foot, either with scripting or with their visuals. Now, I wouldn't bring this up, except it's not a rare occurrence in the series, to the point where if you go on Game Theory's TV tropes page, it lists a lot of the critical failures of game theory. Granted, it's not all of them, but there are a lot, and I'll provide a link in the description so you guys can see it. While the video would drag out if I listed everything on the page, I just want to list a few of the more interesting points. For example... Yeah, I don't know who was editing that theory, but what the hell? Tackling a video that I haven't covered, let's talk about his Smite video, where he calls Kali a sexual goddess. As someone who enjoys reading up on mythology and other cultures, I can tell you that Kali is not a sexual goddess. She's a goddess of death. And it's normal for deities in Hindu culture to be topless. Or how about his Leave PewDiePie Alone video, where MatPat falls into an obvious trap of statistics, where one of the polls he uses states that 86% of the people who contributed didn't even watch television and only use the internet for their entertainment. The only thing that MatPat doesn't say that he does this with his own audience. Basically, people who watch game theory and don't usually watch television at all. The stats issue also comes up in other videos, one such being his 2 dating videos, using dating site statistics to prove his points. Even though he doesn't provide links to said statistics, and the statistics could be inflated by dating companies in order to sell their services and such. That's not really beyond the realm of possibility. There's a lot of things that game theory fails when it comes to doing research, and I'm sorry, but when you have a secondary title of Smartest Show in Gaming, even if it's just a tagline or just a catchphrase, it still holds weight. And I expect some actual intelligence from the show. This leads to my actual next point. This is a common trend I see not on just Game Theory's channel, but on a ton of other videos on YouTube. Not citing your sources. And in fact, in lieu of actually providing the sources, they only promote themselves in said description. I don't even understand this one. It's not even hard to do. From game theory to some commentators to members who are in the Brony community, it's like there's a character limit in the description. You can do self-promotion and list your sources at the same time, especially when there are times when MatPat uses questionable or materials that don't even hold any water. Want examples? How about we go back to Mario's Mental, where MatPat talked about timelines. What he won't tell you is that they are created by fans. You know, timelines that don't have actually water in the franchise and haven't been endorsed by Nintendo, and thus shouldn't be used in the theory at all. Or how about his Dead or Alive episode, saying that women have a slower reaction speed than men because decades of studies say so, without even providing a single source on the matter. And there are a lot of other studies that he doesn't link to. But in that same video, MatPat says something that's even worse.
What about female DOA players? Wait, do those exist?
Even though if you actually took 2 minutes to look online, some of the more top professional players who do play DOA 4 are female. I'm not gonna say this is sexism, but damn sure shows whoever was in charge of this script didn't know what the hell they were doing. I've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. The amount of cherry picking is an amazing feat in this show. And instead of being repetitious here and using examples of what I've already shown, let's talk about the time he did a crossover of Peanut Butter Gamer. And by the way, Ryan, if you are watching this, you can't tear this portion apart, as I've got facts on this matter. So shut up! There's been a real good video that covers this, which I'll link in the description, that talks about all the inconsistencies with that theory. But one of the consistencies I want to talk about is how the two talk about Hyrule Historia, where they use information from it to prove their theory, even though if you look in the same material, it proves them wrong. For example, when they talk how Link would get lost in the woods, that he would become a Stalfos. Their claim, not mine, even though if you read the book, you can only become a Stalfos if you're an adult. And during Majora's Mask, Link is a kid! And thus, if he did get lost, he turned to a Skull Kid. This is all in Hyrule Historia, my friends. Or a bigger issue is how they say that the hero Shade is created by Link becoming a Stalfos. Even though the hero Shade is an ancestor of Twilight Princess Link, and thus if Link actually died in Majora's Mask, he would have died as a child. And don't give me any of that squeaky stuff, please. Ugh. Not gonna go too much into this since I've already talked to death about this subject in my other videos covering MatPat's content. There's nothing wrong with thinking highly of yourself. Kudos for you if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, "You're awesome today!" There's nothing wrong with that, in short strides. That's not the case with MatPat in Game Theory, or even his other channel, Film Theory. He'll take whatever opportunity he can to put himself on a pedestal. Some say this is entertainment and comedy, but if it is, then the joke's run its course in my case. And just a little disclaimer for those who don't know, humor is subjective. Even if you find it funny, I don't. And I don't need several comments trying to convince me otherwise, even when sometimes I don't talk about his comedy and oftentimes skip it in my videos. The only time I actually bring up his comedy is when he actually makes it repetitious and it doesn't really add, or it detracts from the actual video. I'm a pretty open guy when it comes to comedy and such, and it takes a lot to detract me from a certain joke or comedy style. So congrats, MatPat, your ego has effectively done that! What do I mean by ego? Let's take a look at MatPat thinking he knows more than the actual creators of the games he covers sometimes. Now, I fully admit this could be due to whoever writes the scripts, but he hasn't displayed an attitude before. Such as when he said he knew more than Scott Kaufman in his Five Nights at Freddy's 4 video, or completely disregarding the Legend of Zelda timeline. Even if that timeline is confusing, it's still endorsed by Nintendo, and thus has more weight than any fan-created timeline. There's also being BFFs with George Clooney, or him talking about interviewing Miyamoto, and several other times, and like I said, if it was a rare occurrence, then this wouldn't be an issue. But nowadays, it's practically almost every other video. You can say I'm being hyperbolic, but that doesn't change the fact that MatPat will keep putting himself on a higher and higher on Tell-Our pedestals every time. It's the inflated self-importance that gets to me. All in all, I don't hate MatPat, I don't hate game theory. I just expect actual quality work from a channel that has over 6 million subs, has a team to actually help out with research, editing, and scripting, and doesn't come off as being over pretentious. You can say my expectations are high, but then again, like I said, 6 million subs and smartest show in gaming. That holds some weight. I could talk about how his videos are becoming more clickbaity, how there's a ton more fluff in his videos that don't really add to his theories, or how his theories are anything but a sign of being the smartest show in gaming. But if I did, then this video would probably go on a lot longer than I would like it to be. But seriously, I do not care. The only reason why I actually do respond to game theory is because I love a good debate. I love discussion. I will not insult MatPat, and I will apologize if I have in the past. But at the same time, I do not need people telling me, "Oh, it's just a theory, you shouldn't take it serious." It's the internet. People can make whatever the hell they want. If MatPat can make a video talking about how Phoenix Wright is a criminal, I have all the rights to say that he isn't and provide evidence on why MatPat's theory is wrong. Whether you like my videos or not, that's not the problem. The problem is that I'm allowed to make them. If MatPat can make his videos, then why can't I make my responses? That being said, I will not be covering game theory for a while because I want to tackle some other things and get my channel growing. I do appreciate everyone who has subbed to me, and if you are watching this video, I hope you stick with me for a little bit longer. I will be doing more commentaries, and I will be working on new videos as well. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all have an enjoyable day. My name is MangaKamen, and thanks for watching. And remember to examine your fandom.